Hey everyone, this is an exciting topic as we discuss inspirations and where you can find your own for your levels. Hey everyone, I hope you're well, playing on and making the games that you all love. You're joining me, your host, Max Pears. Absolute pleasure to be talking to you, whether it be morning, evening, or night. I hope that you are having a great time and that your loved ones are all safe. So thank you for choosing to spend your time listening to me. I always do appreciate that. And if you do enjoy the show, please do make sure that you like, subscribe, wherever you are. Even if you're on YouTube, leaving a nice little comment helps to obviously spread the word and helps increase viewers as we go through and try expand this ever-growing podcast. So thank you very much, as I was saying. Now this one's going to be a bit of a quick episode. Sorry, I'm getting ready to go fly back home on an impromptu visit, so I need to get everything sorted right after this. I think I'll start packing, then I've got to go get my hair cut, and then I have to head off somewhere to pick up some things. They're so vague in terms of that. I don't even know where I'm doing myself today. So this one's going to be an interesting topic, one that I wanted to talk about before, and I found it quite interesting just because we were talking about that of inspiration. Where do you find it? Where do you get it? What helps you create the levels that you want, and where can you broaden your horizons? But first, a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is the lovely people over at Manscaped.com, who are best known for making premium products for your below-the-waist area. As many of you know and feel, the world is starting to open up again. We're able to go see our loved ones, travel, and much more. And I'm sure, like many of you, let yourself go as bad as I did by either trying out new hairstyles and growing it long, or sadly putting on your COVID-19 pounds. But if you're looking to get back out there and leave your development caves and feel better, then allow Manscaped to help with their new Performance 4.0 package. This is just released, and let me tell you, pun intended, it is a game changer. Now, the products that you're going to be able to receive in this is their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ears and nose hair trimmer, crop preservation, ball deodorant, and much, much more. It feels very weird to say that to all of you lovely people. And the reason that I'm telling you this, with now the world starting to come out, you need to make sure that you feel confident and that you look great. And by having these products, you're able to do so by taking care and making yourself seem more presentable. Now, this is their 4th generation trimmer, which has a great cutting edge blade to reduce grooming accidents, so you don't have any little issues with your smooth and sensitive areas. And what makes this really cool is the fact they actually have a 400k LED spotlight to help make your shave far more precise and to get a clearer vision on what you'll hopefully be sharing with your loved ones, clearer vision as well. But that isn't the only cool new feature within the Weed Whacker. It's actually waterproof as well, so don't worry about any more messes as you are spending time making sure your grooming is taken care of and that your looks are looking as good as you feel. And these, let me tell you, are quality products that already are incredible. I have been kind enough to receive a package, and wow, the design of these, and we normally talk about design on different things such as level and game design, but the actual product design of theirs is incredible. We already talked about the LED light, which is such a smart idea. But not only that, they're giving 2 free gifts as well with their performance package, which is the boxes and travel bag. So if you're looking to go to some sort of romantic getaway with your loved one, then this here will help you make sure that you're for peak performance and looking and feeling your best. So now if you want to get a hold of this and start feeling better and looking better as we start to get back to normal, head over to manscaped.com and use the code LDL, that's right, 3 little letters, all caps LDL, which will get you 20% off with free shipping as well. So use that, feel better, get better, and enjoy these great products by Manscaped.com. All right, everyone, back to the episode. And it's fascinating saying that because I didn't know what to really do for this episode, to be honest. I was unsure, and like I said, not been able to play as many games as I'd like recently. I was able to pick up and play V Rising with a mate of mine, Hugh, as well as play some Vermintide with some other mates of mine as well, which was great to be able to play that with good friends during that. So let's get to the actual main topic of actual inspiration, right, and kind of break it through here. Now, we all know that every month I go through and do kind of a monthly recap of resources that I've really enjoyed, and it tends to be from other developers, right? Whether that be on GDC, YouTube's, podcast, articles, books, primarily related in the game dev space, right? But the reason that I do that is partly just to share the resources out there, just because I think it's incredible to make sure that we all learn from other brilliant designers and they're for it. But the other element from that I kind of like reason for it is obviously the other devs, right? I think in this industry, there isn't many devs who get, minus probably like Kojima and a couple others that have a huge following versus that we see of players or journalists, right? And you see it on YouTube video essays and things. Most of them actually have never developed a game, so they don't really know the full story of things. It sounds educational, but I share it just so that you can actually see and hear from proper experts. And that there is obviously a great place to start, whether it is coming from playing the game itself or watching or listening to these talks by the actual developers. And they can inspire you in many different directions. However, you've got to be careful not to get too inspired by all of these. The reason I say just be careful on it just comes from the fact that you don't want to necessarily copy or repeat the same levels that we previously played. Learning from these incredible developers might increase the speed that you operate at, might change your approach when you're designing levels, but you never really want to repeat it. Now, you can do homages, I'm not against anything like that. Yet, we don't want to duplicate it. So it's finding inspirations elsewhere. It's a big thing. So the things that I recommend, and I've seen others recommend, first comes from obviously nature and life itself, right? When we think about that of, especially in game design with mechanics, right? If you think about emotions, how they make you move, if you think of anger, your body gets really tense, right? And you don't know how to let that tension go, so it makes you stiffer. But if you think about when you relax, you're really loose in how you move and how you ebb and flow. So can you create that? Maybe when you are, me and a friend had a debate once about I pitched this ages ago for Division. I think it was for Division 2. What we have more interactions, if any of you played Army of 2, imagine that, you vault someone up and lift them up to a ledge, and then they come back and lift you up. Right, and we debated on how should do it. Should it be holding down a button? Because the movement should be one swift pull up. But I was saying it should be rapidly tap. I know people may not like that in terms of quick time events, but the reason you're doing that is because when you're holding an actual body or a weight who's definitely more than likely over 50 kilos, probably closer to 70 or something, right? You're not, the average person doesn't have the strength to just woof, in one fell sweep. You're going to be doing it in different stages, and you're going to need that motivation to pull, or push, right? So you try to replicate that in the input of the systems of the device that you're doing that. So think about that. Think about how we move, what kind of emotion you want to attach from that, so real life can really have that.
At LevelDesign Lobby, we believe everybody has a story to tell. Hobbyist or student, freelancer or veteran, we made it our mission to unite those who share our passion for creating and developing great games. Thanks to our generous Patreon backers, we've been able to do just that. So if you've already pledged your support, thank you. If not, you too can ensure the future of Level Design Lobby, helping us to create even more exciting content, collaborations, interviews, and much more. With awesome perks and rewards, whether you're a seasoned professional or just getting started, you're sure to find something for you. Want to share tips, tricks, and advice with passionate, like-minded developers? Our awesome community Discord has you covered. Fancy practicing your level design, creating strong portfolio content, and having fun? Then try our level design weekends. Or perhaps you want to individually discuss your work, hone your skills, or level up your career? Then consider our one-on-one mentorships. If you share our vision, then go to patreon.com/leveldesignlobby for more information and to pledge your support. Thank you.
And then another one, obviously, for us is architecture, especially for level design. There is so much out there, and we've spoken about this many times before, that we've all been here, myself included, we all start with very boxy rooms because everything looks very rectangular from a quick glance when you look around the rooms you're in. But later you see things, how they kind of extrude and convey and convex around the room. Some of these incredible architectural styles can really be inspiring. One of the mentees I have for my mentorship program, if you want to check that out, you can go to Patreon. It's down in I think it's the first link you'll find on the episode notes. We talked about a level that he's making for a Gears of War inspired space, and he wanted to build this factory which was out in the mountains. We had to talk about the backstory, why it's out here, and the reason it's out here is to be out of view, out of sight. And originally he had, the layout very boxy, but one of the things we discussed and we actually researched together is we found all of these cool buildings which were inspired by the mountain range, right? Inspired by the environments. So we discussed that. I shared a few that I found. He found some more, and we talked about how to actually make it look as if it's part of the mountain range, what shapes you can use, even if they're not necessarily for gameplay, but for decoration. By doing that right in the block out, because in his block out here, we know there's not going to be any artists coming across to build this, so we need to pay attention to the detail. But instantly we knew this here is going to make this space far more memorable than if we just went with traditional buildings. So learning about the different art styles, the different kind of architectural themes you can bring is so important. My friend Jay, who was our urban designer on Cyberpunk, she was incredible at this. The opportunity I had to work with her as she would show me these different types of buildings, sketch them out for me as well. Instantly I go, wow, okay, there's so much to learn about this, right? So just think about that, look around, study that more. Another thing from Kendall, who is a good friend of mine who's been on the podcast as well. He was a senior level designer on Cyberpunk, but now he's over at Ubisoft, massive senior designer there. Great guy. But me and him and one of the now concept artists at IO, Vord, and his wife as well, Martha, who, again, they've all been on the show, great people, good friends. They and I would go and do photography trips, right? And that was so cool for me, not only just to get outside, right? Easy to sit in my arse and just record, but you can see more around nature and see these things and actually take reference images. If you're looking at more organic levels, like you've seen from the trailer of my latest project on Hellblade, you can see that's based in Iceland, right? So you can take that and use that as reference to help you build a believable space, but understanding the geology of the space and what can you kind of add realistically or take away. These things all there, and obviously Uncharted series and many others that use fantastic organic spaces. Another thing you can obviously get inspired by is other sorts of mediums with films, comics, manga, all of these, right? Can be perfect for inspiration as well. So there's a lot to take away from there. I think if you obviously want more level design, I recommend the hobby of photography. And that can just be on your phone. You don't need to buy an expensive camera. If you want to, obviously, make sure you have the money. Financially smart decisions here, after all, people. These things can help. Learning about architecture, landscape architecture as well, fantastic things. All can be inspirations, but take inspiration from your overall daily life. Some of the spaces I built for some locations in Cyberpunk, some of them didn't make it, but other ones were based on locations that I used to go to. There was long before Cyberpunk came out, I worked on a gas station, and the layout was actually based on one near where I lived back in my hometown. Obviously, I had to make it fit American theme wise, right? Because they are slightly different. But that was just based off there from memory, obviously research as well. But learning from that, so you can take part of your own life and use that as the inspiration. So don't forget, you can obviously listen to these incredible talks, incredible places, even my own, but go out there and try and make it as realistic as possible. Base it on your life. The passion that you come through is always brilliant, mate. Always the best one for it. Getting your own kind of sense and ability is always the best way for it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Sorry it's a bit of a short one. Got a lot to do before I head off. And no rest for the wicked, as my grandma would say. And you must have been an arsehole in a past life. She's a very lovely woman. So take care, everyone. Like I say, if you want to get in contact with me, maybe you want to share where your inspirations come from, please do. You can email me, which would be leveldesignlobby@gmail.com, if I can remember my own email. Tweet at me @MaxPairs. And if you want to support the show, maybe you can take part in my mentorship program, head over to patreon.com/leveldesignlobby. Thank you all. Have a great week, great time. We'll speak very soon. All the best, and catch you all next time.